Boys, the UEFA Nations League final is set. Portugal, Spain. If you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. So the UEFA Nations League is going on. Didn't even know it was happening, but to be honest, it's been a fun tournament so far. I think, Ronaldo, Portugal versus Germany yesterday. Good game. Not the greatest game to watch. I think Vitinha had a couple skills here and there. Conceição, he played phenomenally. These games have just been a treat to watch, which is kind of weird. I did not think there was going to be an international competition prior to the Club World Cup. Like I said, just because it's a weird concept to have all these big name players playing in a tournament that's kind of like, I'm not going to say it's a huge tournament, it's not a major competition, but it is kind of one of those fun ones where it's like the competition is fierce. It is one of those things that people play for. But it's weird because obviously the players like Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, all these other Ousmane Dembele, and all these other dudes that are playing for a big competition in a week or so, and they're playing with their international teams instead of training with their actual team. It comes at a weird time for me, but what I will say is that obviously Spain dominated France 5-4. The scoreline kind of doesn't tell all the whole story. I think Spain at one point were up 4-1. And 4-1, and then France kind of turned it around a little bit. But it's pretty clear to see that Spain are just on a different level than a lot of these other teams. I do believe they're gonna struggle against Portugal. I think Portugal is a little bit more strict at the back. I thought France kind of looked pretty subpar in defense. I think they had everybody. I think they were missing one player in defense. I don't remember his name, Upamecano maybe. But for me, Maignan was one of the worst players on the pitch. The French goalkeeper, he didn't stop anything. Unai Simon on the other end, he stopped pretty much every shot in the first half. Second half, he started to bleed a little bit. But I mean, France were kind of pressing really high. They changed a little bit of their demeanor. I thought it was weird to have Mbappe and Dembele kind of playing with one another. It looked awkward. It looked if you guys have seen my videos prior, him and Vinny, they look weird. Mbappe and Dembele, same thing. He looks weird with somebody else. It kind of feels like he's not sure who should make the runs and who should be the guy, or you know what I mean. He's kind of stuck in limbo where he's like, am I a striker? Am I a winger? Am I facilitating? Am I target man? Am I this? Am I that? It's kind of weird. Mbappe's in this limbo of he's not sure yet, right? So I thought France could have played a lot better. I thought they could have done a lot more. They have a stronger team in my eyes as far as on paper goes. But Spain are a good team, man. Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, they do it differently. They're guys that you don't want to see. I don't want to see them bombing up the wings against my team. But I think Nuno Mendes, Nelson Semedo, they're gonna have a bit more success against these type of players because of how fast they are. I know Theo Hernandez played his role really well. The name of the French right back slips me, but it was a pretty good game. I thought watching the Champions League and watching the Nations League, what I've been impressed with the most is how well the referee officiating has been done. Everything is quick. Every VAR check is fast. Every penalty check is fast. Every foul, there's not a lot of disturbing the game, or there's not a lot of downtime and players are falling over, stuff like that. The yellow cards are given out fairly. The fouls are pretty fair, and I really appreciate the UEFA for kind of locking down the refereeing a little bit. But obviously, it was a showdown of Balon d'Or versus Balon d'Or. I honestly don't understand why we keep having these conversations in the middle of the year, when obviously Balon d'Or means the whole year, not just the season. It's the whole year, which is interesting to me because that always happens where it's June comes, this guy's the Balon d'Or winner, this guy's the Balon d'Or winner, this guy should win it, this guy should win it. It's like, bro, we're halfway through the year. Let the year finish, and then we'll see where we are. But obviously, front runners, Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane, like I said, I think he played a good game. Wasn't the best. Him and Mbappe, they looked weird. Desire Doué, he looked weird out there too. He played really well. He did what he had to do. He had a couple skill moves here and there. He kind of tried to facilitate and kind of give the ball off and make runs. And That kid's really mature. I think I preferred Due versus instead of Lamine Yamal. I think Lamine Yamal, he's kind of that got that cocky swagger that I don't love right now, like that Neymar type beat where it's like, all right, bro, are you playing football or are you here to like talk that shit? Which is like fair play to him. He's really good. I mean, he's young. He's kind of tearing up the scene, but I don't love it. I think Due is more mature. He's more in tune with his players, and as a teammate, I would rather have him on my team rather than a Yamal. But Yamal's a good kid. He's phenomenal. He's good at what he does. He's fun to watch him, which is the most important thing for a lot of people. But yeah, the final set, Portugal, Spain. I think this one won't be a blowout just because people are looking at how strong Spain are and a lot of their strengths versus their weaknesses. I do think on defense Spain is lacking a little bit. We obviously saw an own goal. We saw them spill a lot of goals in the last 30 minutes. So I don't love them in defense. I think Unai, if you look at the whole game as a whole, in the first half, France actually had an opportunity to put a couple goals in the back of the net. Unai Simon just kind of came up with some big saves and kind of bailed out Spain a lot of the times. And I think Portugal, they're a little, I'm not going to say they're as deadly. They're definitely not deadly like France are in terms of attacker names. But I think that they have enough firepower to get past that Spain defense. And I think defensively, Portugal are a little bit stronger. And then the midfield, I think Portugal or Spain wins that battle. I think it'll be a fun game to watch. I think it'll be one of those things where it's not going to be super flashy. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals. I think it'll be like a 2-1 Portugal, Spain. Obviously, I want Portugal to win because of Ronaldo. I understand that Spain are the winners of the Euros. A lot of people want them to win, which is fair. I understand it. On paper, statistically speaking, rankings-wise, Spain should win this game. I do think Portugal is going to make it a battle. It might not be the most fun thing to watch, I don't think, but it'll be one of those like, hey, it'll be a close one, and hopefully it'll be a competitive. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.